Hi. Okay, so first of all, you have to ignore how I look because I've been crying for like 3 hours. Okay, so all you need to do, seriously, it's this easy. All you need to do is take like this many cashews, so that's maybe 2 cups, maybe. It might not even be that much, just a little bag of cashews. And here's the probiotic you need, right? And it comes in little caplets. So that's what you need right there. And all you do is soak these and add these and you have cheese. It's literally that easy. So I'm gonna get assembled and I'm gonna put a video together and show you how to make this cheese, how easy it is, okay? So first, cashews, and you need these. Like these are the must. This is what you need. All right, okay, stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back with my bowl and my cashews and my probiotic. We don't need this yet though. That's for the next stage. So this is the first step. So pay close attention because it's very, very complicated. So you take your bag of cashews and you put them in a bowl. Comme ça, see? So cashews in bowl. You go to the tap and you fill the bowl with water until the cashews are covered. That's it. That's all you do. So you're gonna leave them for 12 hours. 8 hours. So these are just gonna sit for 8 hours. I usually do it before I go to bed and then they can sit out overnight. Leave them at room temperature. They don't have to go in the fridge while they're soaking. And as you know, they'll go like a little bit funny. It almost looks moldy like. That's good. That's okay. So that's the first step. That's it. So all that hard work, you can go and have wine and put your feet up because that was a lot of work, right? Okay, so stay tuned. Next step, hopefully I'll look better because it'll be tomorrow and I'll show you what we do next. Okay. Hi. Okay, so this is step 2 of the cheese process. I don't look much better today, but who cares? It's all about the cheese. So we've soaked our cashews overnight. The great thing about this process is that if you can't finish a step, you can put it in the fridge and wait. So if you can't make up the next step right away, all you have to do is rinse these off and put them in the fridge and leave them until you're ready, which is what I did. So these have been sitting in the fridge for a few hours, but I'm ready now to go to the next step. So the next step is really easy. We're not going to use all these. We're only going to use about a half or a third of a cup of cashews at this point. The rest are going to go in the fridge. So what you do is you take your mixer, blender, whatever it is you use. We're going to take 1/3 of a cup of cashews and put that in, and 1/3 of a cup of water, and put that together. And we're going to mix it up in the blender just like that. That's all you need. I'm going to pause this because this is really loud. Okay, so what you're going to end up with is just like a little bit of like a pasty mixture in your mixer. I use the Ultra Blend option on my blender. I'm not sure what you have, but you really want to use a really high setting. So you're just sort of left with just some almost like wallpaper paste. And so this is where the magic happens. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 2.5 cups of just water, and you're going to add that in just like that. And this is where the probiotic comes into play. This is the magic right here. This is the stuff. So you take out 1 capsule, and these come apart. They've got like a powder in them. I usually just give it like a little, cut it just a little bit, and then use my fingernails, tear it in half, and pour in the powder. Make sure it's all in there. There's none clumped in. That's it. Put the lid back on. Comme ça. And you're going to use the ultra blend section again, or option again. So I'm going to pause again because it's like for 2 minutes and it's really loud. So yeah, it goes on for about 1.5 minutes on high. That's what you want. So you want to blend it up really good. And here we go. There, it's easy as that. 1.5 minutes later, you've got what looks like cashew milk. That's about all it is. I give it a shake just to, you know, make sure it's all combined and off the lid and all that. You open it up, and you have a bottle. You can even use like a bowl or whatever. And this goes in here. Sorry about the mess. Duck will come and lick that up. Hey, Ducka. There we go. And that's it. And this will combine to make your kefir. You put it in a warm room. It's in not warm, but room temperature room. You don't want it cold. You just want room temperature, and you're going to leave it to sit for 12 hours. So you look at your clock. You got 12 hours. It's just going to sit there. It's going to make what's called kefir. It's going to smell like sourdough. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next installment. Okay, so we're at our final step here. So I'm just going to be a little bit closer. Oh, maybe a little bit farther away. Okay, so we've got our soaked cashews. We've got our kefir now that was sitting out for 12 hours. If you're not ready to go to this step, you can put this in the fridge, which is what I have done. So the next step. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your cashews and put them in your blender. These are your soaked cashews. Now you may want to sort of adjust it a little bit because this can only just cover your cashews. So you don't want to put too much liquid. You don't want to have too much cashews. So I'm pretty good at this, so I know that I've probably got enough here to use up all my kefir, and the extras go to the dogs. So we put that all in our blender. We're going to take our kefir that we made. It'll almost be like buttermilk, like thick like that. And we're going to pour it in. And like I said, you just want to cover it. So, you know, you don't want it to be saturated. I'm going to put just a little bit more. Like that. And I add miso paste to mine. Not a lot. It just gives it a little bit more fermentation and a bit of a salty flavor, so you don't have to add salt afterwards. So, you know, I probably put about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more in there. Just like a dollop. Sometimes I use a little bit more if I'm making a bigger batch. It really adds to the sort of the saltiness, and it helps with the fermentation, which is what cheese does. It ferments, right? So there we go. And the other thing I do that I'm not going to do this time, but sometimes I do, is I add a little bit of turmeric, and turmeric gives it sort of an orangey flavor, or orangey color, but I'm not going to do that this time. Okay, so that's it. That's what it looks like. Put your lid on or whatever. I'm not sure what kind of blender you have. And we stick it in and ultra blend. It takes about 2 minutes. I'm going to let it go so you get an idea of how long. Make sure you have a nice bowl and a spoon. make sure that it's all combined and looks a little thick. And I might give it a few more pulses just to make sure it's blended. And that's it. And so we take the lid off, and you'll know by looking at it. It's very thick. You know, looks almost like I guess like hummus. Gets that sort of look to it. The dogs are very excited because they know that they get some of this when it's all done. And then you just pour it into your container. And like I said, it'll look a little thick, like hummus. Maybe a little bit more combined than hummus, a little bit more runny. That's it. And so you're gonna put this, and you can smell right away, it smells like sour cream or cheese or whatever. So you're gonna put this out again, room temperature, just leave it out. It's gonna sit for 24 hours, which I know seems like a really long time to keep something out, but it's got a probiotic in it, and it needs sort of a warm environment in order to cure. And so yeah, you're just gonna put this somewhere in your house, wherever. I put a tea towel over top. I'll show you. So I just cover it with a tea towel and I stick it in my living room and leave it for 24 hours. Just take note of the time, and in 24 hours you're gonna have gorgeous cheese, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay. Hey, so I just want to show you where I put my cheese. So I just keep it in my living room, and I just keep it on the wall unit, and like I said, it'll just sit there for 24 hours, and I just make sure that the room stays, you know, room temperature. This room, even if we have the air conditioning on, it doesn't get too cool, but it likes warmth. And I just wanted to show you my dogs. Oh, they're finished now, but they get my leftover kefir and whatever's left in the cashew cheese thing they get to eat, so it makes them very happy. Anyway, so in a day, I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. All right. Okay, so it's been 24 hours that our cheese has been sitting out on the shelf, so I just want to show you what it's going to look like. On top, it gets sort of a crust, and it gets a little bit cracky, and it gets like a little bit of a brown color to it, but if you smell, it just smells so good. So yeah, this is what it's gonna look like. So it just looks like cream cheese. That's it, and it's all done. So what I do with mine is I put it back in the fridge, and we just use it like this on toast or in sauces, or Gary makes spanakoppitas with it, mixed spinach and stuff with it. You can flavor it and use it like chip dip, so you can put you know, garlic powder and salt and all sorts of other yummy stuff. But yeah, basically that's your cheese. You can put it on crackers, you can use it as dip, and yeah, it's the most lovely thing ever. And I also make like blocks of cheese, and you leave it to cure, and it gets thicker and creamier, and you can add flavors to it. And I've got a whole other excerpt on that I'm going to show you. So yeah, there's your cheese. That's what it should look like. I screwed this up a couple of times. I had to throw it out, mostly because I left the cashews soak too long out in the warm. That was where I went wrong. Everything else is pretty much stupid proof. Anyway, good luck. I hope it works out for you.